Welcome to Sailing with the Jameses. I'm Kate, and this is Sam. And this is our daughter Charlie. A couple of months ago, we sold our house and all of our belongings and bought Endless Summer, a 55-foot Bruce Roberts yacht. We are now living on board full-time while we sail around the world. Follow our journey by pressing subscribe. This episode on Sailing with the Jameses. So we are currently anchored here at this pin at North Keppel Island. And North Keppel Island is located north of the Great Keppel Island. And these are just right outside of Yeppoon, which is just outside of Rockhampton. So the wind prediction for tomorrow evening was 25 to 30 knots southerly southwestern blow, which is coming from here. So as you can see, there's no protection. So this is not a good spot to be in. So we've been recommended Island Head Creek. So if we zoom out, up here's where we've been recommended. Island Head Creek right here. So to come in here, and we've been recommended this spot, and this should be really good for a blow. We're going to try to scooch in close. You can see the 2.5 meter contour here. We are 2.2 meter draft, so we're going to try to scooch in as close as possible. And we've also read up a few comments on Navionics from people that have stayed here that say that if you go up the creek in your tender, you can get some cell service down here. So we should be able to hunker down away from the winds, away from the blows up here, take the tender and be able to get some cell service. Good morning. It is 3 a.m. and we are currently on passage. So the wind changed yesterday, the weather report. So this afternoon there's going to be about 25 to 30 knots coming through. That wasn't supposed to come through till later. So we weren't going to set off until the morning. And now it's coming through a bit earlier, we decided to get up at 1:30, haul the pick and get going, try to beat the wind. It's about 2 meter predicted seas, so we're quite happy doing 4 to 5 knots, pretty little swell, rather than doing about 7 to 8 knots in 2 meter swells. So 3 a.m. and that's what we're doing. I don't know, this camera doesn't really pick up the thing very well, but that's us on the track. 4 knots, 4.2. We're happy with that. We're happy going along and with nice seas. So the weather has definitely caught up to us. This is the less glamorous side of sailing. So we've got 25 knots over the bow, doing 7.8 at the moment, 7.9. Hit 10.2 knots at one point. So the weather's definitely caught up with us.
And we only had the mainsail on.
Yeah. We've just put the sails away and Sam's just said there's 26 knots over the deck. We're coming into Island Head Creek. So we're headed into Island Head Creek. We use Navionics on the iPad and we've got the Garmin GPS. They both say different things, so we're going off of the Navionics. So this one has us going over 0.2 depth, and Navionics is saying that it's a deep path for us, about 8 to 9 meters. So they're quite different. So we're gonna go off Navionics as we've just updated it recently, and hope for the best. And also, we don't have a working depth sounder at the moment. It's just reading 0. It's because it's right there. When we get hauled out in a few weeks, we're going to be putting in the depth sounder, but it's all new instruments. But yeah, so no depth sounder. And we're going in at the change of the tide on high tide, so it's a 5 meter tide, so even if this was correct at 0.2, we're still okay. Island Head Creek. It's quite beautiful. We let out 50 meters of chain here. It's quite windy. So this is actually all military training area. So you're not actually allowed to go any further than the beach. People do go onto the beach and you're allowed to anchor here, but you can't go any farther than the beach. No hiking trails or anything because it is a military training area. But tomorrow when the wind dies down, we'll go ashore and check out the beach. Yeah, it's really blowing out there in the ocean. You can sort of see it. It's died off heaps, and it's 5 meter tides. So it's gonna look very interesting at low tide. Because we don't have a depth sounder, we're looking forward to seeing what it looks like and where we came through and how deep it was. Island Head Creek, Queensland, and so this is low tide. You can see the dark clouds over there. I'm hoping it passes soon. Yeah, it looks very different than what it did at high tide. So we got recommended anchorage for a blow. I don't think that we would recommend this to other people for a blow. It's suddenly a bit too much for us. The anchor's holding well. We let out 50 meters, but it is beautiful. We would recommend it, but not for a blow. cell service. So we just come up, check out the creek, and hopefully be able to get some service to check out the weather. And we're planning to leave tomorrow at 4 a.m.
Alright. I reckon at this spot further down the creek next to the small island.
So we've just turned the motor off and are floating past the three areas that said that there's 3 to 4 bars in Telstra, so phone reception. So we're just floating down the creek. No self-service so far.
I reckon we go over to the bank here. Looks like crocodile country. Have a look at the sticky fingers as tide goes out.
Yeah. So we haven't found any cell service, so we've decided to go croc spotting
Yeah.
because it's croc country. We don't see any slides on any of the banks. This is where they would be. There's a whole bunch of soldier crabs. You okay? Whoa! Do you see him?
Oh, what's he doing, Charlie Peel? Yeah, no! What's that? Get him on, Charlie Peel! But yeah, we definitely need to not anchor where we are.
Massive spider. It's huge. Yeah. And Sam almost walked into that.
Yep.
So this is a normal cuttlefish bone. There we go. This is a massive, that would have been a massive cuttlefish. What you think, Charlie girl? Wow! What are they, Charlie? They're birds. It's 4 a.m. and we are headed from Island Head Creek to the Percy Islands. Yesterday we met some really nice people from that catamaran back there. We were on the beach. I met them and they have been holiday doing it a bit rough the past 2 days, so this is a good place for a blow. Just not where we were anchored. So we're there anchored back there up the creek a bit, but we went at low tide to explore it, so next time we come here we know what it looks like because our draft is 2.2. So today we're going from Island Head Creek to the Parsees, which is right there. So about 44 nautical miles, and our overall destination is to here, to Airlie Beach. That's where we're from. Gotta go pick up our stuff from a friend's garage, and then we'll spend a bit of time in the Whitsundays, and then we are getting slipped down here in Mackay. So we're gonna do some anti-fouling, put in that depth sounder. Yeah, she needs a bit of anti-foul. But today's hop is just from Island Head Creek to the Parsees, and then from there we'll do another little hop in the next few days, and then we're almost home. There we go. Sunrise. And that's Island Head Creek right there. Sam was just saying how relaxing this is. We've got 13.5 knots over the deck, and we're going 6.7 knots. And so much nicer than the other day when we were getting 25 to 30 knots in rough seas and going about the exact same.
7.
Seven.
Yeah. Morning.
Hello. Having your breakfast? So we are about 1.3 nautical miles away from our destination, and then we will anchor, hopefully, in this little pocket in there. Tuck in nice and close. We can already see a few boats up ahead. Shortly we'll be putting the main away, starting the engine, finding a spot to anchor. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe to follow our journey.